Hello, friends. Welcome back to Saturday Evenings Posted Mostly presents General Chaos, episode number 20. And it is going to be a day of chaos. I have got a pretty chaotic story to start us off with. And Kat, the associate producer, is here with some chaotic articles for us to check out. And the Peanut Gallery is in the background, serenading us with wonderful jokes. Yep. It was, it's pretty... Well, we're here to have some fun. We're here to have some fun, folks. And in the name of having fun, I'm going to bring up today's sponsor, our general sponsor. Today's pre-rolls are brought to you by thehiddenleaf.com, downtown, on the downtown mall in Charlottesville, 105 West Main Street, Suite 200, above the bricks between 10,000 Villages and Hamiltons. A great place to go with some great buds to get some great buds, eh, bud? And the only thing that's better than their bud is their customer service. And they do have the lowest prices in town, according to my own personal research, which is highly biased, let's face it. I'm out here glazing them hard. Of course the research is going to be highly biased. Oh, check website for times and events. The website is thehiddenleafseville.com. That's thehiddenleafseville.com. And a note of disclosure, while they are sort of our sponsor, they aren't really. We endorse them wholeheartedly. But we are an opinionated network. And they are a business. All of the opinion... Pardon me. Pardon me. All of the opinions and views expressed herein are the opinions and views of the people here and of Nickwork Entertainment and Nestor Industries. They are not necessarily the views and opinions of the Hidden Leaf or Sky Mall. Both of those are companies, and they do not have political or social opinions. They are just here to serve the public. That being said, I would like to take a quick moment to hit this joint. And also to speak on the sense of community that the Hidden Leaf is trying to create with its smoking lounge and keeping its prices pretty low. It's trying to make a safe third space that accepts all comers who don't mind smoking, who are, partakers or friends of partakers. They attempt to keep their prices, they keep their prices low enough that anybody can access it. Anybody has access to this now, which anybody over the age of 21. Aha, let me make sure to say that.
Yes.
But it is, it's quality checked. Anything you get from there, is going to be what it says it is. It's going to be quality. It's going to be 100% what it is said to be. You don't have to worry about extra stuff in their stuff. It's purely what it's advertised as, which is actually kind of a big deal. Like, if you're going somewhere sketchy to get your vapes, you don't know what's in those, and that's dangerous. But if you're going to a certified dealer, a certified location. I want to avoid saying that word. A certified location.
I'm sorry, I have a picture of a chainsaw for showroom going on in the back of my head.
Yeah, you have a different. That word brings up a different
No, it's the fact that
image.
you used certified. So
Oh,
I'm thinking of the certified Husqvarna showroom. I'm like, yeah,
well, I mean,
okay.
that's kind of what I mean, though. Like, you have your
Exactly.
certified Husqvarna providers or your certified Kubota providers, and then you have John Deere.
We're not going to mention them.
I will say, actually, we are. We are. We will
Oh,
mention them to bring up the fact that, unlike John Deere, with the hidden leaf, you know what you're getting. You see what you're getting, and you don't have to pay a subscription fee in order to keep getting what you're supposed to be getting. You have the right to repair all of your own pre-rolls.
and you can actually talk to a person there that knows what the devil they're doing and isn't just blowing smoke.
Not just blowing smoke,
Exactly.
but, because what they're doing deals with smoke, they know their smoke pretty well.
Exactly. They actually
Yeah.
know. They know what they're doing.
Oh, that should be a new tagline for them. We're not just blowing smoke, baby. I like it. I like it. That's funny. But yeah, responsible providers. They are
Mm-hmm.
responsible providers trying to build a community. And that is a large part of why we really support them. That, and they're all really cool people. Like, I've been getting to know them all, and I would hang out with each and every one of them outside of work.
Right.
I say that I've started sort of working there occasionally, more than occasionally, as an independent customer service liaison. I I don't exactly get paid for it,
No.
but what I do is, while I'm there, especially if it starts getting really busy, I'll start asking people if they have questions, if I can help them find something, if I can help give them information to make a decision when they get up to the counter to talk to the bud tender.
Mm-hmm.
I try to help so that it speeds up the process for everyone.
You're streamlining things.
I'm trying to. I'm also trying to make the customers feel paid attention to,
Mm-hmm.
because when the counter people are helping someone, they're helping that person. They're concentrating solely on that person, which is really good because it's really good customer service behavior, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but it can make the people in line behind that person feel a little ignored. So, you know, I try to make everyone feel like they're being paid attention to, you know, fanboy fan
Okay.
servicer, you. Funny person, you. Yes. Fanboy fan servicer. But yeah,
Right.
so yeah, we support them because we like the community that they're trying to build.
Good.
So now that we've got our ad read out of the way, I want to start with an apology to everyone who was hoping for that Halloween stream that I was. That Halloween stream that I had promised everyone and was so looking forward to myself, where I was
Mm.
gonna sit around and tell spooky stories. Well, so what had happened was, so what had happened? I as I got, well, I don't know where it happened. I got downtown to go show everyone at the Leaf my costume, my Nick Normalman costume.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see pictures of that?
I believe I saw some.
Okay. It's creepy, wasn't it? Unsettling to see me without makeup in like normal clothes.
Yeah. It's like,
Ugh.
it's like, are
Ugh.
you the right Trevor?
Do I know you? Brother, ugh. So I went to the Leaf. I did my, I did my thing there. And I was going to come home and have this stream. And so as I was walking, as I got back to my car and went to go unlock my car, I noticed that my key was not on my keychain anymore.
Uh-oh.
Now, this is my keychain. I clip it to my belt loop so I don't lose it. But this was the thing that held the car key. And
Oh.
this guy came apart.
Yep. I see this.
And my car key went goodbye. And I don't know if it was on the walk to the Leaf, on the walk from the Leaf. I am 99% sure it didn't fall off up at the Leaf, because I immediately got in contact with them and asked, oh my goodness, is my car key up there? And they looked a couple of times. I rewalked the route, looking down,
Right.
with flashlight out.
Yep.
On Halloween night,
Yep.
downtown Charlottesville. Lots of people.
Yeah.
Lots of leaves on the ground.
Yeah.
That thing's lost and gone forever. There is no finding that again. It's gone. So that was sort of the first thing I had to come to terms with. So I was like, well, now that this is gone, what am I going to do? So I called AAA to get a tow to the dealership because I figured, or a tow home, and then I was going to get it towed to the dealership later. But turns out that the second tow wouldn't have been free. So I was like, okay, then I'll get it towed to the dealership. And the first tow company, we're not going to name these tow companies, but the first tow company declined my service call, because the street was too tight. My car has an electric parking brake, which I can't, take off if I can't get electricity going to everything.
So they needed a flatbed.
Well, yes, but it's also all-wheel drive and stuck in park. So they need lifts and dollies and a flatbed.
Yeah. Well, no, if they've got the lifts and dollies, then they don't need the flatbed. They just need to put the front or whatever on go.
Yes, that is true. So, but still, very tight street, parallel parked.
Mm-hmm.
No room in front, no room behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They couldn't do it. Second tow company, which specializes in lifts and dollies, couldn't do it. And they actually sent a guy out. By this point, by the way, it's like, I don't know, 10 o'clock? 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. The second guy comes out and is looking at it, goes, yeah, I can't help you. And I start being like, well, that's okay. Well, and he starts giving me all these reasons why he can't help me. And I'm like, look, that's not helpful. Knowing why you can't help me doesn't help me. What are my options? And the dude was like, well, nothing. Pretty much nothing. I'm like, Or, and I go, oh, there's an or? I'm just about to slap this dude. He goes, you can call out a locksmith. I can what? You can call out a locksmith. Most of these guys can program the chip in the key. Cut the key, program it, and have you out of here. All right. Why didn't you lead with that a few minutes ago?
Because he's used to being yelled at too much, probably.
So then we call a locksmith to see if they even, and I realize it's 10 o'clock on Halloween.
Right.
Ain't nobody answering. So the second tow guy declines my call and leaves. I get a ride home. I'm just leaving my car there in this 2 hour per day per block, 2 hour per day on this block parking limit between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. I get a ride home, just leaving my car there, being like, well, I guess I gotta do that. And I get a ride back in butt crack early.
Right.
Butt crack early. I think 7:30, something like that. Which, so I realized that I got there before the lock place opened up. Because I called them, they were like, we're not open right now. Like, oh, you... So...
Yeah.
I call the lock place. I wait and then call the lock place. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we can help you. We got you. We got you. We'll send somebody out. He'll be out there this afternoon." Can I? I'm in a 2-hour spot. I think they start ticketing at 10. Can you do anything before that? And they did. They did. They got him out there. I don't know, 9:45.
Awesome.
So they're starting to. This guy comes out and he's starting to work. He's got an apprentice with him and he's working on it. And he goes, "Oh yeah, we can pick the lock and open the door, get the key in, program the key, da 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 da." Like, all right, all good. And he's like, "You can go get a coffee." I'm like, "Oh crap, I have like 3 cigarettes left. I better go get cigarettes too." I go get cigarettes, and as I'm walking out of Carytown Tobacco, one of the other stores downtown that I really like, I get a phone call.
Yeah, oh dear.
"Yeah? So, we broke the lockpick off in your door."
No.
"It's okay, we got the piece out. We just gotta go back to the shop to get another one." Oh, jeez. Thank goodness.
Okay.
So I go back to the car. Now, through all of this, I'm still supposed to meet Brock a little before 3 at the Leaf. So, I'm sitting there waiting as they go get another lockpick, come back, get the lockpick. They cut the key. They open the door. The car alarm starts going off. Dude starts trying to program the key. And then he notices the interlock device. And he turns it off, pulls his head out of the car and goes, "Oh man, I just saw that interlock device. I'm sorry, man, I can't do anything. It deprograms the key as I try to program it every time."
Oh no.
What the oh?
Ever loving.
So I'm getting there, Peanut Gallery. I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm getting there. So, car alarm's going off. He's going, "I can't help ya." Like, son of a... Closes the door so the car alarm will stop going off. He's like, "I'm not going to charge you for the call out. And here, have this key that was cut. It'll fit. It just, you can't start the car." And he's like, "Well, I'm really sorry, man. Hope your day gets better." But I have what?
That is shitty, but at least he tried, and he didn't charge you for it.
Right. Like, I'm thankful. Plus, it's unlocked. And there's a key that can now get electricity moving to everything.
So you can take the parking brake off and get the car moved.
At least I'm pretty sure I can take the parking brake off and put it in neutral.
Yeah.
But because the car alarm goes off every time the door is opened, I didn't want to test it. Because I'd been being sketchy, standing in this one spot pretty much since last night. And it's now noon, 11:30 noon, something like that. And I'm expecting to start getting ticketed soon.
Yep.
No. It's like 10:30, 11. It's still before noon.
So,
But still, I'm expecting to start to get tickets. So I don't want to call attention to the vehicle or
Again.
myself. But I call the tow truck. I call AAA again. And AAA's like, yeah, we'll send somebody out. You know, we've got this. I said, okay. Now, after they'd started getting the whole thing set up, I was like, oh, and you know, here's the sticky situation of it. Can you send the second company? And the person at AAA was like, oh, well, I've already put the work order in, so I don't know, but we'll try.
uh-huh.
It's like, part of me was like, because I'm pretty sure the second company will be able to get there quick.
Right.
And the AAA person was like, we'll try, but like, your tow arrival is 1:30.
Uh,
Dang. So I was like, really? Okay, 1:30. And okay, so I'm standing there with the car waiting. I don't want to walk away from the car because for too long, because I want to be there if traffic warden comes around to be like, hey, look, I'm getting it towed. It can't move right now. I'm really sorry. You know.
you want to be there to explain.
I'm sorry, what? You were cracking up there.
You want to be there to explain.
Yes. Yes, I wanted to be there to explain. And I wanted to be there in case the towing company got there early.
That too.
So, after a couple of hours, the tow company calls. After like an hour and a half, tow company calls. And is like, yeah, it's going to be a while. It's going to be another couple of hours. All right. Start waiting. Couple of hours go by. Tow company calls back. The tow truck driver himself calls back. Going, and I tell him all of what's going on. I tell him the whole story again. And he's like, all right, well, I don't know. Depending on how skinny the street is, I may not be able to get my flatbed in there, and I don't know. And I'm like, oh, great. It's like, I'll come around and see what I can do. You know?
Yeah.
But it'll be a couple of hours. That's about the point at which Brock showed up. Bless him, he sat with me for the next 2.5 hours while we waited for them to show up. Because, of course, a couple of hours meant a couple and a half hours.
Yeah.
Tow truck guy shows up. And we's looking at it, and I'm going, you know, let's give it a try. I think with this key, da-da-da-da.
Yes.
So I try. And it works. I get the parking brake off. I get it in neutral. And I'm like, he's like, okay, just if you can steer, I'll push. And I was like, hey, Brock, do you want to steer? And I'll help push. And he's like, no, I got this. And so Brock, being Brock, help the dude push the car. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, I can, yep.
we got it out of the parking space. We got it up on the flatbed. And I'm thinking, oh boy. Well, at least we're here.
Oh, yes.
Brock gave me a ride to the dealership. And that was, and I'm so thankful. That was so helpful.
Yes.
I'd called the dealership beforehand to tell them it was coming in, to make an appointment for 3:00 because I wasn't sure if everything would be there, like if they'd be there by 1:30, and like no, they weren't.
Yeah.
Peanut Gallery. They broke
Yeah.
my future ex-husband. Yes.
Oh.
You don't
they
bend
did.
it that much. Ow, 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 you're bending it. So, I get to the dealership probably 10 minutes before my car, but it felt like 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I drank 2 cups of coffee in the time it took. And by the way, first cup of coffee all day.
Right.
Like,
That's bad.
I didn't have time to have coffee before I left the house. The other thing about the night before is, like, I didn't eat. So, my mood was seriously deteriorating by, like, 11 o'clock when everything was starting to happen.
Yeah.
Like, it was hard for me to not be mean to everybody.
Yeah. I'm familiar with that state.
Yeah. And I also didn't eat yesterday until I got home.
Ooh.
Not as bad. Not nearly as bad. I got home around 5:30, 6 o'clock. That's my normal eating time. So I was okay.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. But when my car does show up, and I know it's my car because I hear the alarm going off. Actually, rewind for a second. I will say, I tell the people at the dealership what's going on, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know. We may not be able to do this. We usually call a locksmith out to do this. We usually call the guys you called."
Oh, no.
So,
yeah.
and as we talk about it, and okay, so the car's there. I'm talking to the guy. He's going, "I don't know if we can do this. We may have to take a part out, send it to Subaru to get reset, and they'll send it back." And that's when it occurred to me that they're probably going to have to unplug the interlock device.
No.
They're going to have to do work around that thing. At the very least, at the very first thing we're going to have to try is unplugging the interlock device and seeing if they can program a new key that way, like with it unlocked. But because there's been so much trouble already, they expect to have to send the code box for the ignition chip key firmware thing to the company to get reset, to get sent back to encode, to encode blank keys.
Right.
And that's when it occurred to me that I needed to have them talk to the interlock people.
Yeah.
And so while I'm standing there with the guy, I call the company and like, oh yeah, I forgot it's Saturday. It is now, or not Saturday. It's Friday. Today's Saturday. This was yesterday. It's Friday.
But it's still after hours.
No, it's not quite after hours. But it's close. Well, actually, yeah, it is. They're closed. Like, they're closed. Their office is closed. But I did get through to a customer service representative, and they might have access to the information with all of that, with the VIN and serial number and stuff, but they don't have, when it comes to, they need specific permissions to go in and do all the stuff they need to do. And I think even if they have access to the information, they don't have whatever they need to clear the code box. That's based on that's to Peanut Gallery's question, by the way. He asked me if they have access with a code database as a dealer with the VIN and serial number. And it's like, they might have access, but I don't think they can do anything. But so I get on the phone with the interlock device company and put them on speakerphone so we can all talk.
Yeah.
And it turns out they need a signed affidavit that's been approved by the company to be able to go in and even touch anything, really.
Oh.
So I gave them the email address of this one guy who works, of the guy who I was dealing with, who, the employee. Who was doing, oh man, he was working really hard to help. He was trying not to get discouraged. Bless him. So they send him the affidavit. We start signing it out. He needs some information from me. I give it to him, and we sign it out. He gets the information about which one of the techs is going to be working on it, and their email address, and all of that. Because, of course, it's not simple.
No, why would it be simple?
Right? Sends it back and gets a response. Now you need to wait for this to be authorized. Authorization will be emailed to you in the next 1 to 2 business days. Okay. So, here we are. I am stuck back in the, I'm stuck at my house on my beautiful property with my best friend, Jen. So it's not terrible. But I am stuck out in the butt end of Fluvanna, County, Albemarle County once again.
Eh.
I think that was a little too much information there at the end, but so yeah. That is why there was no Halloween stream. I was in the middle of a crisis.
Mm-hmm.
There was no Halloween stream because life was too busy showering you with a different stream.
Yes.
Yes. Because apparently, when Halloween knocked, I didn't give it a good enough treat, so it gave me a dang good trick.
Something like that.
It was... woof. Man. And I will say, I stress smoked 2.5 packs of cigarettes so far.
Yeah. I can understand that.
It's... You know, what are you gonna do, though? Through this whole thing, just what are you gonna do? So...
Roll over the Cyberpunk character creation tables.
Cornholed by God. No, cornholed by the Game Master. But the effect is pretty similar. Thank you, Kevin. That is so true. So how was everybody else's Halloween? And Samhain?
Quiet, for the most part. I had all of my festivities and stress yesterday.
You mean the day before Halloween?
Day after.
Day after. Oh, yeah. Yeah, kids the day after Halloween. Whew.
Well, we had a field trip scheduled that for a while we weren't sure if we were going to be able to go on or not because literally every parent but one waited until the last possible second to tell us if they were going or not.
Oh, that's right. I remember you saying that it may be canceled due to lack of interest.
Right.
And I'm like...
So we didn't have to cancel it, but we did have one kid that came to school, which was the 2 teachers had to sit at school with this one kid until the group from the field trip came back. So low numbers, and we got things that need to be done, paperwork or whatever wise done. But I felt bad for the one kid that was just basically there with 2 grown-ups for most of the day.
Was one of the grown-ups you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be worse. Could have been 2 real grown-ups.
Could have been 2 of me.
That would have been a lot more fun for the kid, I bet.
It depends. Well, and then last night we had our Halloween party, effectively.
Nice.
So
How was that?
We did it pretty well. Small group of people that showed up despite advertising, but everybody stayed and talked, and parents that usually kind of dash in and out and don't get a chance to talk to anybody hung around and chatted. It was nice.
Well, that's good. Good. I'm glad to hear it.
So, but that made for a really, really long day because I opened the school at 7:30. And
so you opened the school same time I got downtown.
Right. And I was mopping. I threw everybody out, and I was mopping and finishing up cleaning at 8:30 that night.
Yeah, that is a long day.
So,
I did,
I went back out to the car, and just kind of sat there with my soda for a moment. I was like, I'm not moving.
I did have the end of my day yesterday. Yesterday evening was really good.
Good.
Playing kids on bikes with one of my other gaming groups, with Trilhala, and a couple of other people, and it's a really fun game, especially if you have people who are good at improvising, and people who are, yeah, like people who, I'm the rules lawyerist of the group. This is a very
Okay.
free-form, free-thinking group. I'm the most rules lawyer of them.
Uh-huh.
I actually the universe last night at one point.
No.
Oh, I did, and I had to, in the middle of saying what I was saying, I went, no, don't do that, Trevor, stop. Stop, Trevor. You're rules lawyering, you're actualing, like don't ruin it for everyone else. But the thought that I was on was actually interesting enough to become part of the game. So, Kids on Bikes is a tabletop game. It's a very collaborative storytelling game, and it's supposed to be. It's sort of like between the maybe late 70s, set between the early 80s and the early 90s, basically. You're supposed to want to use that time frame, somewhere in that setting.
Okay.
And it's very much like, it's been described to me over and over again as Stranger Things meets Gravity Falls.
Okay.
You know, and so there's some, because it's so freeform and open, there's been some reality dimension sliding going on,
No, that explains Gravity Falls.
right? We find ourselves in a timeline where there was no Second World War,
Oh.
no Hitler.
Okay.
There's about to be a battle of the bands. And
Okay.
one of our friends is in one band, and another of our friends is in another band. And they're both covering, in their set, they're both covering a song. They're both covering Ballroom Blitz.
That's
The
gonna be
man
fun.
in the back said, "Everyone attacking it. The Ballroom Blitz." And it turned into
Yep.
a Ballroom Blitz.
Meanwhile, no one in this reality knows that song because it's based on World War II.
Well, so what happened was, as the game master is describing me spacing out in history class, thinking about the song, I went, and I pushed my glasses up when I did it too.
No.
We weren't on camera, so they didn't see me do that, but I did. Wait a second. Why would the song Ballroom Blitz exist if there was never a Blitzkrieg? And I started explaining myself out a little bit. And as I got a sentence or two in, I went, never mind. I'm sorry. I don't mean to rules lawyer. I don't want to, destroy everyone's fun by bringing logic into this. And the game master, the main storyteller, because we're all storytellers in this, because he goes, no, go with it. That's what's on your mind.
Yep.
That is what you're spacing out to. That thought. When the bell rings and it's time to go meet for assembly on the last day of school. There it is. So yeah, I am actually the universe.
You actually the universe.
I am actually the universe. I really, really did not mean to. But I really did. And it was... Oh, gosh. I don't... See, but I think... Because he is... Stranger Falls, gravity things. No. See, it's the other way around. It's gravity things. Stranger Falls.
Okay.
Stranger Falls because the gravity things. Almost did a gravity test on something over here.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I think he may have had the same thought in his head when he decided to use that song. He may have been like, haha, I wonder if anybody catches this.
Maybe.
Pull my dangling chads up a little. You know, what was, So, oh, I know what I was going to ask. I know what the next thought was. Peanut Gallery. How was your Halloween?
I was not closing the store. I am happy.
Nice. Did you get to see any fun costumes or anything? Did you,
Nope.
Fair enough. I
also did not have to deal with a parking lot packed so full that I was threatening to turn toddlers into speed bumps just by moving 5 inches.
What?
Have you ever been out to his store?
Yeah.
Okay. The big subdivision behind it. Everybody parks in the store parking lot and goes trick-or-treating in the subdivision. Yeah.
Oh, gobblers.
Until the park, the entire curb is covered. People all around the building. Just, there's no room to move. That's why there's a threat of turning toddlers into speed bumps by moving 5 inches.
Yep.
I'm eminently nutsy. I bet you were glad to not be there.
It being the sugar storm,
Yeah.
kids aren't paying any attention and run off from between cars.
Oh boy, do they.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I bet you were really glad to not be around any of that.
Oh, yes.
Did either of you dress up?
I was a dinosaur. I got to terrorize small children in the morning.
Oh, you've got those blow-up dinosaur costumes.
Yes, I got two children, and one his dad saw me, and I waved, and when he got out of the truck, it was a case of constantly, oh, go look at the dinosaur. Oh, look, isn't the dinosaur cool? Look at the dinosaur 5. Basically feeding the kid to me to scare.
Cheese and
my standard
crackers.
disguise.
Cheese and crackers. What did you say, Peanut Gallery?
I wore my standard disguise.
Yeah.
Cleverly
Nice.
disguised as a responsible adult.
Very cleverly disguised as a responsible adult, I might add.
It ain't at all true, but people like
Right?
to think it is.
That's why you got made manager, right? Or some sort of management. Supervisor?
We won't go into it.
I'm sorry for your promotion. I hate to say this, but he's got the type of job that makes me want to, if I had that job, would make me want to commit crimes just so I could go to jail on vacation.
In all honesty, there are some days where my job makes me consider that quite longingly.
I have finally landed a job that does not make me want to do that.
Good. Very good. But yes, I dressed up as a dinosaur and got to get two children, both of whom the parents realized what was going on and wholeheartedly
They were
helped.
there for it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now one actually, as they got out of the car, I heard them telling their children, "Oh no, there's nobody in there.
No, there's nobody in there.
Don't go hug the dinosaur. It's okay. There's
Liars.
nobody in there." I'm like,
Liars, liars, liars.
yep. And I wish to for anybody that listens and wants to be horrified later. These are also the same children that were later dangling off of me and demanding that I put the dinosaur costume back on and chase them as the dinosaur.
Nice.
So.
Hold on. I feel like you guys didn't get to see really get to see Nick Normalman.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right, there we go. Yep, Nick Normalman. Just being a normal guy doing normal things.
Yeah?
'Cause I'm Nick Normalman. And you know what really freaks me out?
What?
I look just like my dad. I mean, other than that, he wouldn't wear American Made brand or John Deere brand. That undershirt would be a volleyball shirt, and the hat might be a Duke hat. It might be a Floyd Fest hat, or something else vaguely, either vaguely crunchy or vaguely Duke Blue Devils related.
Mm.
But yeah.
You'll have to send me that picture so I can look at it better.
It's in the chat. You can pull it up
I'm
there.
looking for it in the chat.
In the VC chat.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I look like my dad. I look
I mean, you kind of look
exactly
like my dad, too.
Yeah.
Except for you're way too heavy to have been my dad.
You know, with that picture, there's something that you can do next year.
What's that?
All you really need is a bald cap, and you can probably go as Walter White.
I'm not
You're right.
sure
I'm sorry.
whether I want to say F you or
I mean
okay.
it as neither an insult nor a compliment. It is
It
an
is just an
observation that you can
observation.
pull off that costume.
A lot of people have called me Walter White. Some of them have tried to be insulting when they do it.
Okay, I am sorry then.
No, I know you. I know you're not trying to be insulting. I know you don't insult me. Every time you've said something insulting to me, it has not been on purpose.
Not entirely true. But I
Oh
do
no,
insult you.
most of the stuff you've said on purpose doesn't insult me. It is, you know, when you say something, the stuff you say on purpose, if it's not in a comedic way, I take it as a critique that I should really honestly look into, not an insult.
Okay.
You know, I respect
And
your opinion enough that I will take what you say and think about it. But when you do it in a joking manner, I know you're joking.
okay, that was my intent on my statement.
Yes, when you do it in a joking manner, and I have all the room in the world for you to make jokes. Sometimes I feel the need to point out why certain jokes aren't appropriate anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But you're pretty good
I
about that.
appreciate that.
You're not the one who I have to constantly be like, check yourself on that. There's one person in our Thursday game group that I am constantly being like, can you just not? Can you not? And unfortunately, it's none of the players. I pointed out to Kat that I think I'm the chick of the group. That even Kat is more doodly than me.
Mm. Yes, but who is the party mom?
In game or out of game?
Let's go with in game.
James.
Okay.
Yeah.
But out of game, Kat has me on that one. I'm not exactly a mom type chick. I mean, what were you gonna argue that in game Marie is more of a mom, party mom than James?
No, I was just honestly asking your opinion because I never really thought of it until you said something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Marie will be helpful, but Marie is like the aunt that wanders in, blows stuff up, and wanders away again.
Right. James is the one who is constantly working on taking care of the animals. If he had cooking skills, he'd be cooking for everyone. You know, he's constantly trying to make sure everyone's okay.
And Frank is the face. The reason he
Yes.
is the face is because he switches between face palming and face tanking.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Frank is the face. James is also the voice.
Which again is another generally used mom skill.
Right? Frank's
I'm going to sit here and be the voice of reason.
Marie is the disciplinarian.
That's simply because Marie chooses violence first and then asks questions later.
Just, let me show you how I make friends.
Yes.
Up until James is finally like, ow, stop it. You're hurting me.
She doesn't have enough necromantic items to make friends yet.
I'm working on it. I mean, there's a couple scrolls that James does not know Marie has yet.
How to Make Friends, a necromancer's guide to
Raising
To-
family.
no to building golems.
Oh,
Or homunculi. Making Friends, a necromancer's guide to golems and homunculi. I like it. Because isn't Frankenstein's monster basically a golem homunculi sort of thing? Couldn't that be considered what that is?
Very much so.
Raising a Family, a necromancer's guide to I was gonna say bringing back the dead.
mm-mm.
Raising a Family, necromancer's guide to zombies.
The backyardigans. Where do you find them?
The backyard again. Hee hee. Shiny, happy, dead things buried in the backyard.
Oh. Side note on yesterday and
Ah, there it is. The backyard again. A necromancer's guide to raising a family. I hope somebody's taking notes, because I don't want to forget these jokes.
yeah.
These are usable.
Aren't you on camera?
Yes,
Okay.
but I'll forget them.
I mean, yeah, you'll forget them, but I'll be like, go watch your video again.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
It's
side
so
note for-
hard for me to sit through my videos.
Mm,
It's
I get it.
none of the jokes are funny because I already know the punchlines.
This is true, and that's why you're watching it again, is so you can remember how you got to the punchline.
Sometimes.
Uh,
Okay, hold on. That was Making Friends.
mhm.
the Backyardigans.
Mm-hmm.
Was there another one?
No, you went off on tangent singing about shiny dead things buried in the backyard.
Well, that was to the something. A guide to
Yeah.
Raising a family. The
Yeah.
Necromancer's Guide to, but the Backyardigans is
Mm-hmm.
a Necromancer's Guide to Raising a Family.
Yeah. So,
Hey, Peanut Gallery.
Yo,
Why do spiders make such small boats?
why?
They're only 8-footers.
How do you make a squid laugh?
I don't know how.
With 10 tickles.
Golf clap, golf clap, golf clap.
oh my.
Right?
Mm.
Golems and homunculi.
Yes, golems and homunculi.
Okay. So, Fast Friends Forever, a necromancer's guide to charming a lich.
Yeah, I could see that one.
It's not as funny.
No, not as funny, but no. Brains, Bones, and Slugs, a necromancer's cookbook.
Nah.
Nah. Uh-oh.
Brains, Bones, and Slugs. No, Brains, Bones, and Flesh, a necromancer's guide to serving the dead.
Oh, that's a good one.
That one works best in writing.
Does it? Okay.
At least in my opinion.
Because of how you spell serving.
What? No.
Oh.
The one I just sent in text.
Oh. That would be how many licks a necromancer's guide to getting to the middle of a Tootsie Pop.
Okay.
Yeah, effectively.
That's how to make that one go from print to spoken. Okay, we need one more. No. We'd need 2 more to fill out the set then. Because you got to do it in
Really practicing
threes.
becoming necromancer because these jokes are already dead.
What?
I said you're really practicing to become a necromancer because these jokes are already dead.
I'm
Um,
practicing to become a necromantic cavalier. I am beating a dead horse.
that works too.
Hold on. I'm still
Wouldn't that be
on.
taxidermy for fun and profit? The necromantic art of beating a dead horse.
Hmm.
No,
Maybe. Run it by me one more time.
taxidermy for fun and profit. The necromantic art of beating a dead horse.
It works. It works. I'm not sure which one works better. It
Eh,
works. Okay, Tootsie Pop. Um, a necromancer cavalier, the art of beating a dead horse, or necromantic equine taxidermy, the art of beating a dead horse.
that works. That does work. Or of course, you could just go with, welcome to necromancer battle tactics.
Hmm.
If you can't beat them, join them.
I don't.
The art of undead massage, necrophilia.
No. No. The face. Oh, the face. I think you killed him. The necromancer joke.
I think I got a winner there.
You got so funny.
It's the fact that it's philia. It ends in philia.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what got me. That's where it hit. It was that last, like, I've been got.
Yeah. No. Okay. Moving on before this gets any worse. Um.
Hold on. I'm still 2 behind. I'm still on
Okay.
Zombie Cavalier, so.
Okay.
What was the other one? The one you said for that.
For the same thing you, the what you pulled up, was it the necromantic equine taxidermy, the art of beating a dead horse?
Necromantic equine
Oh.
Taxidermy. The art. Because a zombie cavalier is just beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
Necromantic massage. No,
The art of undead massage,
art
necrophilia.
art of undead massage.
Yeah.
Necro dash feel dash yeah. That way I don't feel so funny about having just written down necrophilia.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. We got the jokes. Oy vey. Sorry, YouTube. Sorry for what's about to come your way.
I mean, we made it like an hour and a half in before they discover it, so that's okay.
Oh no, I'm doing those as shorts.
Oh, okay. In that case, that's entirely different, and you're welcome to have fun with that one.
Oh yeah, those are gonna be. I'm doing shorts. I'm gonna try and do shorts for a little while. Some short jokes. Some jokes in the format of shorts. I'm not making fun of people who are not tall.
Darn, you got there before I could make terrible comments.
I did, didn't I? All right, so
Jokes as shorts. Pantaloons.
That's gonna make everybody just click faster to find out what pantaloons he's got today.
Sorry.
jokes as shorts. It's okay. It's a good one. Even if I'm not a pantaloony.
Mm-hmm.
Pantalunatics.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you
Cheese
want
and
to start on
crackers.
the list of stuff, or
We're at an hour and a half.
we're at an hour and a half?
Hour and 20 once I cut out the intro.
The
What?
waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like I've got anything else to do today.
So. Well, let's see. I would say out of like the 15 or 16 things I threw up there, pick.
Cheese and crackers.
I said I was unwillingly awake. I have made it everybody's problem. Yeah, I numbered them so at least you knew where I was going.
We've done something about deer hunting with hounds.
But they are getting ready to cancel it.
Yes.
Mhm.
Forgotten NASA spacecraft wakes up 15 billion miles away after 43 years of silence. Ooh.
That one, the that one I'm kind of mad at for the person that wrote it because the headline the
Is
headline is extremely misleading.
right. It's what is it? The Cassini
Voyager 1.
Voyager 1.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it recently came back online for a little while, sent some information. It's like it just finally got to the Kuiper belt, didn't it?
Something like that.
Or the Oort
The thing
cloud
is,
or something.
is that according to the article, it hasn't exactly been silent for all this time, nor forgotten. It's just a case of it's been sending telemetry data back and forth quietly.
Right. Nothing
And
interesting.
it recently had a moment where it went silent.
Right. And we all thought, oh, it went 10 years past its mission, you know.
Yeah.
And we all had that moment of, you know. But came back online, sent some more telemetry. It wasn't a big deal, but it was interesting.
Yeah.
The telemetry it sent wasn't anything real interesting, I don't think.
No, no. It was
No.
the biggest thing is that apparently it had some sort of power fluctuation, and they're trying to figure out at a distance of 15 billion miles how to fix a thing that they can't fix without touching.
Right. Right. Um. Yeah, but
So yeah, that's what's like. That one is misleading, but it was a really interesting headline to pull up anyway.
okay.
The one about chemists is far less misleading and still interesting.
Okay, what happened here? Hundred
With the
year old
chemists,
rule. Yeah, what's this 100-year-old rule that they broke?
um, basically it's a rule about the way double bonds work, and that because of how they work, if you've got something in I cannot pronounce the way the structure is, but basically it looks like a Y. Then the center piece in the Y can't have any more double bonds because it's too unstable.
Mm.
And they figured out how to do it.
Oh, okay.
Um, and because they figured out how to do it, they're getting different molecular structures. They can't hold it for very long, but they can hold it long enough to have something react to that unstable molecule.
Like they can make an H4O.
Kinda.
It ain't gonna last long. Just like an ozone, an O2 isn't exceptionally stable.
Yeah, no, this is way more unstable than that.
Right. I would imagine
But
so.
so anyway, they're now hypothesizing that there are new medicines and things that they can make using this effectively a process of making this extremely unstable thing and then adding things to it to make it react in a different way.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder if it can help. Well, it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
A New Zealand city waves goodbye to a giant hand.
Yep. Yep.
Yo. Okay, no. I mean, yo. That is some body horror stuff right there. That is. Wow. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Phi Alicia. In a first since 1938, Des Moines kids will trick or treat on Halloween.
Yep.
I suppose it could be interesting, but it also seems a little like I don't know. I don't know. What was the reason they weren't trick or treating?
Um, in after the Halloween of 1938, and you're given no clue on what happened at this point. But
Okay.
after the Halloween of 38, the park directors for the town and a couple of others got together and came up with a plan of doing what they called Beggar's Night the day before Halloween. So you did it on the 30th, and it had prescribed hours of from like 6 to 8. You could only be out doing this from 6 to 8, with the goal of lowering vandalism and vagrancy. And the additional catch was if the kids are going out and begging and going door to door, they're not saying trick or treat. They had to either recite poetry, sing a song, tell a joke, do something entertaining to be given a treat.
Okay.
So that's been going on in Des Moines for since 1939,
I mean, there are
I
parts
guess.
of this that sound pretty neat, but there are
Mm-hmm.
also parts of it that sound very ooh. What's an ecumenical way of putting this? Very dominant paradigm rule.
Yeah,
Like, it sounds like my kind of people wouldn't be very welcome there.
it does. So and the I guess the big goal is to make this about little kids and having fun, quote unquote, and to cut down specifically on vandalism.
Well, the way to cut down on vandalism on Halloween is to stop giving out raisins and apples, you freaks.
Or stop with the BS of fun-sized candy bars.
There's that too.
Now, hold on. I do not have anything innately wrong. I don't have any innate problems with fun size candy bars. Other than the name fun. Because ain't nothing
Yeah.
fun about a candy bar that size. But what I will say is those candy bars, they're good. I mean, in like several handfuls at a time. And what what you do is you take like a Twix and a Snickers, and you eat them together. You know, huh? You mix them. You get yeah. So it's sort of this whole interesting mix idea, but
Mm-hmm.
that's where fun size candy bars are good.
Yeah.
Yes, but the whole fun-sized candy bar, you can only have one now.
Take only one.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll take one.
I'll take one. This whole one bowl. Thank you.
Yep.
No, I think I stopped trick or treating. No, I guess I didn't. I guess I trick or treated. I didn't have opportunities to trick or treat every year. There
Yeah.
were a decent number of years where I didn't have the opportunity to trick or treat because of where we lived.
Yeah.
Due to extension of travel time, I stopped trick or treating at the age of 10.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
100 and something miles to the next door?
By
No.
the time I was like 10 or 11, my parents were like, "You're too old to trick or treat.
Yeah, no.
They're like, you're not
Mm,
too old to dress up and walk around, but you're too old to ask strangers for candy."
absolutely not.
My father was starting to instill an unhealthy relationship with food in me. He was
Oh,
trying to get me away from candy and being the sugar goblin that I was. Granted, I was a sugar goblin because I wasn't allowed candy until I was like 9
yeah.
because of the farm. And we got off the farm, we got off the commune, and I was like, ooh, sugar! And went a little crazy.
See, that's the comical thing. I stopped trick or treating around 10 because I moved to a farm.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, that tracks, though. That farm living. So, yeah, it
Mhm.
was,
When the nearest neighbor is half a mile away, and that is across the street and your cousin,
yeah,
trick or treating is not really an option.
Yeah,
You
no,
rely on someone to do it, and this was before trunk or treating happened.
true.
right. I remember a couple of good Halloween hauls. I remember one good Halloween haul after we left the farm.
Mm.
Um, and we were living in Orange.
Mm.
And we weren't living we were living at the very edge of the town of Orange. But the town of Orange was walkable. In
Yeah,
general, it was walkable, and I could walk that entire town for trick or treating for candy.
that makes sense. That does make sense.
So that I did. I did walk that entire town, and I got one really
Mm.
hella good haul.
Yeah. Uh, where we were, we had to drive house to house just because the way the town's laid out. You go to the neighbors, and then after you hit the neighbors in like two or three places around, you went in the car, and there was a line of cars that went throughout the town, stopping at each house, and
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
so, or there were some that decided they weren't going to do the quote unquote local neighborhood, and they'd pack up everybody and take them either to Charlottesville or
Mm-hmm.
Livingston, where there were actual sidewalks, and park the car and do trick or treating via sidewalk.
Right. Yeah. That was. I saw more of that when my friends had kids.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Yeah. After I guess it was when we left Orange and moved to Gordonsville, I would no longer trick or treated.
Mm,
Even though Gordonsville would have been an easier place to trick or treat in, I was too old.
yeah.
But I started having a lot of fun handing out candy on Halloween. And for
Good.
many years, that was my tradition, was to hand out candy and just have fun watching costumes. You know, just to have a good time.
Yeah.
When I got older, I realized I wanted to do Halloween parties. I wanted to go to Halloween parties,
Mm-hmm.
but like, for some reason, I just was never really invited to them. And I found myself going back to my parents' house to hand out candy every year. And at least I enjoyed it, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's
Yeah.
been, you know, the past few years, the past decade or so, I've been out here, and this is, you know, too far for trick or treating. There's no trick or
Yeah.
you're not trick or treating on this road.
No. Well, I
No.
mean, not unless you're doing like we did when I was a kid, and you load everybody up and you stop house and park in the road, let kids run out and go knock on the door, and then come back with their pillowcases full.
Yeah. This is I don't think you see lights on this end of this road on Halloween.
Probably not.
I think once you get to that turn, like once you get to those intersections a little further up the road, that's where people stop. And they probably that's like, okay, we're done here. Turn around, go back.
You mean the corner that I keep trying to trick or treat the baby cows?
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, if they wouldn't lay down right next to the road where they're accessible, I wouldn't be as tempted.
right?
So, yes. On to the next
Artisan
story.
cheese seller in pickle after thieves made off with massive cheddar haul.
Yeah. You have to read that one.
Huh?
You have to read that one.
All right. Artisan cheese seller in pickle after thieves make off with massive cheddar haul. London Associated Press. Thieves with a nose for fine cheese have pulled off a massive cheddar ripoff in London. Neil's Yard Dairy said a con artist posing as a wholesale distributor for a major French retailer had made off with 22 metric tons, that's 48,488 pounds, of award-winning cheddar worth 300,000 British pounds, or $390,000. Before the company realized it had been scammed and reported the theft on Monday. That's a metric buttload.
Of cheese.
Wow, that's a lot of cheese.
Both ways when you say that's a whole lot of cheddar.
Yep.
Yep. The high Monterey value monetary jack.
There's a reason. There's a reason that I said you needed to read this one.
The high the high Monterey Jack of these street cheese. I mean, cheese. The high monetary value of these cheeses likely made them a particular target for the thieves. Neil's Yard Dairy, a distributor, wholesaler, and retailer of British artisanal cheese, said in a statement. Detectives at Scotland Yard and international authorities are searching for the culprits. Nearly 1,000 wheels of cloth-wrapped cheese from 3 makers have gone missing. Hofford Welsh Organic Cheddar, Westcombe Cheddar, and Pitchfork Cheddar. The dairy sells a wedge of half-odd cheddar for £12.90 or $16.70 for 270 grams, 9.5 ounces. It's actually not bad for good cheese.
No, that's not.
Tom Calver, a director of Westcombe Dairy, said a lot of work went into making the cheese that was aged 12 to 18th month. 12 to 18 months. We're devastated, Calver said. For that to be stolen, this is absolutely terrible. Neal's Yard Dairy has asked international cheesemongers to be on the lookout for the stolen cheese, particularly in 10 kilogram 22 pound and 24 kilogram 52 pound blocks. It says it has paid all 3 cheesemakers in full, in keeping with its ethos of supporting small independent businesses developing the British cheese sector.
Yep.
So, how exactly is 22 metric tons of cheese a small business?
It was from 3 separate small businesses, and it was stolen from a much larger one.
And stolen over time.
Well,
It's not like they just picked up and hauled off 22 metric tons of cheese in one go.
no, it took at least 2 trips.
Right.
The plastic bag would have broken otherwise.
Right?
Or
Unless they double bagged it.
So basically, as they were getting away, someone realized what was happening and yelled, "That's nacho cheese!"
Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
Yes.
So wait, who reimbursed them again?
The place that they were stolen from. The central clearinghouse, basically.
Are you
A
sure it wasn't
British
a Swiss bank?
chef.
Might
Huh?
be.
Are you sure they weren't reimbursed by a Swiss bank?
Eh. That joke has holes.
Let's go Gruyere to hear that.
British chef Jamie Oliver urges followers to help solve the great cheese robbery. Cheese grater robbery?
He jumped on the bandwagon and was urging people to keep an eye out for blocks of cheese.
Oh, Bat Beauty Contest. Aww. We're gonna skip 8.
Yeah.
I know where that's going.
Yeah. Okay, we have 9.
You know what? Let's save these for a special edition of.
I will say that on 9, when I first read it, for whatever reason, my eyes kept trying to see zoo in New England, and I was like, why? Why do they want them back? It's like, oh, wait a minute.
Right.
That explains it. Not New England, it's Old England.
Right. Well, yeah. Let's do a. At some point later, let's do a special
Ark on the Lamb segment.
Ark on the Lamb segment.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Let's see, AI hoax.
Oof. That looks like that could be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should save the rest of these for another time.
That's fair. That is entirely fair.
Yeah. We'll come back to these other ones at another time. I think we are getting
It is something for
on.
us to be done.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm torn between wanting to go, for a really long time to try and rack up Twitch viewers and wanting to keep it be a certain length so that it does better on YouTube.
Well,
But I think
let's leave it as it is, and then tomorrow, depending on how how it goes, we can maybe circle back and go to the bonus one that I tucked in here.
we might be able to do some of that. We can see about that. So,
All right.
well, all right, friends. Thank you guys for being here. Peanut Gallery and Cat. Thank you guys very much. Thank you all for being here. Don't forget to stick around for the raid. And I guess now is the time on the show when I say, as they say around here, 2 up, 2 down. VA double deuces. We're out, y'all.
Yeah.
Night fell across the land. So there was an eclipse. Darkness, fear, and ruin. Night fell across the land. Night fell across the land. Night fell across the land. And also there was an eclipse. Night fell across the land. Darkness, fear, and ruin. Dark. But darkness, fear, and ruin. So there was an eclipse.